And there is we had discussion about a bill and the status. Maybe we should tell our viewers what the status is of that.
The energy bill?
Yeah, the energy.
We passed it off the House floor last night, and I hesitate to call it an energy bill because it didn't really move us forward. Minnesota has been very proud to be ahead of the curve in establishing heavier reliance upon renewables, and this bill takes us backward, actually. I mean, we were a forward-looking state, and I think this bill makes us a backward-looking state, which is a problem, because if we look and say something like, there's no question pipelines in certain instances are important. Railroads in certain instances are very important, too. But we need to look to the future, not just to our current energy needs, because if we continue to do that, we're going to find ourselves in the same position in 5 years that we did now.
I think a lot of the proposals in the bill are, to use the button that was being flashed around last night. We have a lot more cleaner and cheaper energy as a basis of this bill. But I'd like to just highlight one area that I worked on in the bill, and that was to help to ensure that our rural electric cooperatives have the same protection for disaster relief as cities do. Currently, if there is a natural disaster affecting a municipality in their power plant, they get a 75% FEMA match and 25% from the state, and their ratepayers are covered in the cities. But in rural Minnesota, 2.5 million people who are served by rural electrical co-ops don't have that same protection. If there's a natural disaster affecting a rural co-op, they get a 75% FEMA match, but not the 25% state match. And the legislation that I authored and we did pass through that energy bill yesterday had that provision in it.
And Dean has worked hard on many of these issues and done some really good work in the past. I have to take exception to with the suggestion that this was cleaner and cheaper energy opportunities. No one questions that coal is cheaper. Coal is abundant, making it cheap, but no one that I know of, no scientist would suggest that coal is cleaner. And what happened in the bill last night by moving toward the coal options was essentially one energy executive bought a House majority to the tune of about $75,000 in campaign contributions and got a bill. That is great for coal, but bad for Minnesota. And I think when that news comes out that those legislators are probably going to have to be accountable to that. Dean's not on the list, but there are plenty of people in the majority party who were. And it's a legitimate attack from folks who expect Minnesota to lead the nation in energy development and not have us choke on coal smoke.
Well, I don't know on any recent campaign contributions, but it's been a sentiment within the caucus, I think, for a long time that coal should still be an option. So I don't know if that affected any recent support or campaign contributions, but I know that this is long term, that they have had that position in our caucus.
And that, you may make the pitch that's the case, although the list that I looked at, which is about 15 GOPers, about 10 of them were freshmen, do not have a track record on coal because they're freshmen. And yet they pushed through that bill for the benefit, arguably, of one individual that owns the coal operation. And I found that troubling when I looked at those numbers.
Well, we'll wait to see what develops in terms of additional questions on the energy-related matters, and we'll